all of the features at once right away. They don't need necessarily the ability to write email, the ability to get on social media, the ability to watch YouTube, the ability to do research. They might need the ability to text you and text their friends. They might need the ability to learn how to set alarms or set a to-do list for themselves.
More, including steps on how you can set parental controls, and the full Doing Tech Right podcast with Carrie at connectsafely.org/radio. With the Connect Safely Report, I'm Larry Magid for CBS News.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show hosts, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show. Here we go, about to begin a Cop Talk here on Wave 105.1 FM, and this is all being brought to you by our friends over at Burger King. Don't forget to check out our friends at BK today. You can get yourself the new barbecue brisket Whopper. It's available at all BK locations in Hagåtña, Tumon, the Micro Mall, and the airport. Let's go ahead and get Cop Talk started.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. Welcome back to the Guam Police Department here at Wave 105 every Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's been a hot minute, Miss Reese, and thank you for allowing us to be here as we discuss and share with our community members all things law enforcement. Covering down for our PIO, Norman Analista, I am Officer Savella with the Office of the Chief of Police. And today we will be talking about how technology has evolved in policing, from handwritten reports to computer-aided dispatch to body-worn cameras. Technology has always helped officers do their job more effectively. And here in Guam, a bill was introduced that made body-worn cameras possible for our department. And through a grant, we were able to secure a portion of cameras for our officers. And joining me this morning is for a 41-year veteran who has been committed as a public service servant, has the experience, and is well-rounded Captain Donald Flickinger, and also the commander of District 2, which oversees our Central Precinct and our Hoggett Precinct, and soon to be our Eastern Subdivision. Captain Donald Flickinger, with all of his expertise, is going to share with me in discussion how body-worn cameras are being used, the policies behind them, and why it would be beneficial for both our officers and the community. And we hope that within the 60 minutes, within the hour, we are able to share as much information to our community members to keep them abreast as far as equipment and technology that we're moving forward with within the Guam Police Department. Good morning, Captain Flickinger, and thank you so much for being with us here today. If we were able to start off with, again, we're speaking on body-worn cameras, maybe the background and how we started or how it all began.
Okay. Good morning, Berlynn. So back in, I believe it was 2023, a bill was introduced in the legislature by Senator Barnett regarding body-worn cameras for the Guam Police Department. It went through the process of the legislature, and it was actually approved and written into law under Title 10, Chapter 77, that directed the police department to look into body-worn cameras. So a little background on body-worn cameras is they're used all over the United States. Almost every major police department, sheriff's department, and some federal agencies use body-worn cameras. So the body-worn camera is, people may think that, we're only using it to gain evidence or whatever. That's part of it. But the other part of it is to protect the public so that we have transparency, and also to protect the officers from false allegations that the officer may have used excessive force or did something that's not in line with our policies. So our grant department was awarded a grant, and the project was given to me by the chief of police. So I did my research. I wrote up a bunch of stuff and sent it in for approval from the chief and then down to GSA. So that was in late 2023, early 24. We finally received our body-worn cameras through the grant. Right now we have 59 that are deployed out to the 4 precincts. So when we got them in, it was, how would you say it? It was a learning process for everybody. So I got to thank our IT guys, Phil and John, for being part of this, because they have to do the side that I don't have administrative rights for. And of course, our grant folks. So when we got them in, it took a couple months for us to kind of get the system up and running with OTEC. That's the government's IT side, because there's a lot of permissions and things like that only they have. So through a couple months, we were back and forth trying to set things up. We've gone through extensive training. Every officer that uses a body-worn camera had to go through training so that they know its functions, how to use it, what it's capable of. And a lot of that was done online. And we've also had some in-person classes, or not in-person, what do you call it? Zoom, there you go. We've had some Zoom classes on what we call the evidence library. So we went through all of that, and then we started out a trial phase at the Central Precinct. So with that, we had 16 cameras, and what we did with the trial phase is, rather than rolling out all 59 to the department at one time and then having to fix individual issues, we ran it for, I want to say, a little over a month at Central Precinct, and I'm glad we did. We encountered some issues with upload speeds, connectivity issues, battery issues, and a whole bunch of other things. So after that 1 month, I met with the chief and said, okay, we're good. We figured things out. So incrementally, we started rolling out body-worn cameras to the other precincts. The final distribution was early part of August. So we started the testing phase latter part of June through all of July. And then incrementally, every week, we rolled out a batch to different precincts. With that, I also had to give training to their supervisors on how to check them out, what to look for to make sure that all the officers abide by our general order, which directs them for the proper use of body-worn cameras. So far, we can talk a little bit more about it, whatever questions you have or anybody has. So far, since July, we've collected and I was just asked this yesterday by the grant folks. Rough number is about 2,300 videos or body cam captures as of yesterday.
So I'm tracking it. It wasn't something that just automatically took place, and I'm seeing how it took more than months, maybe a couple of years before we actually saw the final product with your research, and knowing that the procurement also took a lengthy time. But at the end of the day, we were now given these cameras. Some of the questions, as I was taking a poll, Cap, maybe you can elaborate or share with us as far as who is accessible to the footage that may have been obtained. I know that there are some where maybe the battery wasn't working on one officer, but let's just say for a good captured footage, number one, can we give some kind of, or can we elaborate on if that footage can be deleted by the officer who's wearing the camera or any other person who may have access to that footage? And maybe like number two, if we can expound a little bit more on what do we do with the footage that has been obtained, and can anybody ask for it? Should a person come by to the precinct and say, I would like to see what was on that footage, is that something that they can do? Or is there a process where, number one, it can only be purviewed to a particular agency and or command? It could only be asked in a manner of a subpoena and or is only used as evidence? Is that something that you would be able to clarify as far as where does the footage go to and who it's accessible to? And can we give some kind of assurance that an officer is not able to, or are they able to delete a particular footage that may have been captured?
Okay, so the body cam footage can be viewed by the officer who took it or by the supervisor for, make sure that to help them write their reports, pick up certain things maybe they missed. It can be viewed by just about anybody who has access to the system under the evidence library. Can they delete their own videos? No. So myself and the IT folks have gone through the system to ensure that none of the officers or the supervisors can click delete. So at the end of the day, when they come in, they take their body-worn cameras off, put it into a docking station at whatever precinct. And what happens is, while it's in that dock, the video is automatically being downloaded off of the body-worn, and it gets stored in the cloud. So can they review it later? Sure. But they cannot alter it, delete it, do anything to it. The only folks that have that right or that privilege, because every video taken on body-worn camera is considered evidence. The only people who can either put it onto disk, thumb drive, do anything to it are the two folks at the crime lab. They're the only ones trained to do it. And because it's evidence, they're in charge of it. So to answer your question about can the public come to the precinct and say, I'd like to view this video footage of maybe they were involved in a traffic stop. I want to view that. The answer is no. Okay, it was built into law that body cam footage is considered evidence, and it is the property of the Guam Police Department. Along with that, the general public cannot do what they call a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, because it's considered evidence. The only time anybody can request for it is through a subpoena through the court or maybe their lawyer, something like that. And that comes with a subpoena. I can't pronounce the name. Deuces Tecum?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you go. Thank
Yes.
you. That comes to us, and then there's forms we need to fill out. That request needs to be approved by the chief, and then it goes to Crime Lab. One of the two officers is up there is the only two that can pull video from the cloud and put it on a storage device or media. What was the other question you had?
You pretty much answered it, Cap. And you've hit all the points. Thank you for pointing that out. I think I missed that one as far as the Freedom of Information Act, considering that it would be more viewed in the eyes of the public that officers have potentially a new equipment affixed onto their vest, their bulletproof vest, and maybe they might see something that they may have never seen, and that would be potentially a red light of or from emitting from the body camera. And of course, we also have our medias that would like to keep that transparency and putting it out there that this is considered as evidence, therefore it is not something that is applicable to request for that particular, or from this time to this time frame, we would like to see the video footage of that. Putting it out there, again, it is intended purpose is number one, is for the transparency, the safety of our officers and the community that we serve, and also that it is intended for evidence purposes as we move forward with technology and all the things that are afforded to any law enforcement in the realm of the evolving,
Ever evolving
new things. So we've identified who has the access, and pretty much that was everybody. That's every officer who wears a body cam during their time of shift, supervisors, and anyone who has access to the system. Also identifying that, giving the assurance to our community members that we do not have the, not luxury, but opportunity or approval and authority to delete these video footage that may be captured during an incident that an officer had responded to. So we've also identified that the public is not able to request for this footage. How do we manage situations where officers may forget to activate or deactivate, or are there certain instances where an officer is able to and or authorize or approve to deactivate the body cam? I can only, I'm trying to imagine, it's been a while since I've been out on patrol, and I'm automatically assuming the moment I assume shift, I'm going to activate the camera. Can we share a little bit on when we activate, deactivate, when we are allowed to? I mean, I would hate to think that I'm told to, or I have to take the camera when I'm going to use the restroom, or when I'm eating, or during my break time. Are there some leeway to that?
Yes, absolutely. So by our policy, the officer is supposed to activate the body-worn camera every time he encounters somebody in the public for an investigation. Okay, be it a traffic crash, a traffic stop, a DUI, anything of that nature. Now, just a general conversation, I go into the store and I'm talking to Joe Public. I don't need to turn it on. The body-worn camera is there to collect evidence of crimes or crash scenes or things like that. It's not all the time that it's on. If they're in the precinct writing reports, it's not on. If they're taking a lunch break or in the restroom for that matter, or even in briefing or a meeting, it's not on. It's not supposed to be on. Okay? It's used for when we encounter the public. Now, one of your questions was, are there times when the officer can turn it off? There are. The circumstances when the officer can turn it off are very limited. And if I may give an example, let's say an officer responds to a criminal sexual conduct complaint. Female victim, okay, she knows she's being recorded. The officer's supposed to say, I'm recording your interview. And if the victim says, you know what, officer, this is so embarrassing for me, I would not like to be recorded. The officer again will say, I'm sorry, ma'am or sir, can you please say that again? I'm embarrassed, I don't want to be recorded. And, we understand on that, in that instance, so the officer will make a comment on the body-worn camera. The victim does not wish to be recorded. And they can turn it off for that. It's protecting the victim's privacy, especially in something that's like that, a criminal sexual conduct or an assault family violence, where it's embarrassing for them. Okay? Those are two of a few that we can turn it off on at their request.
What about minors, Cap? With regards to minors who we may potentially be interviewing, that is criminal in nature, is there something that does or does not allow us to record minors, being that, with minors and their involvement in a criminal or non-criminal investigation, is there a fine line with that?
Well, we can still keep the camera on during the interview. What happens is, after the footage is uploaded, anytime, let's say, the court or somebody wants to subpoena it, our crime lab folks, okay, so let's go to a case where we go to a disturbance, right? And there are minors, maybe there's some adults, maybe there's some minors in there. We keep the camera on, even if we're going to interview a minor. But what happens is, if it gets requested for court and the minor's not actually part of the investigation, we do have the ability, or our crime lab has the ability, to blur out faces. Okay, so that way a minor doesn't get shown in court. We can blur that out. I just use the term blur. I know there's another term for it. It can be redacted. But all of that, the redaction, the blurring, and all of that has to come from the courts to the chief. And again, the form has to be filled out, and the direction is given to the crime lab officers: blur this person's face out, or redact this certain part of the video where you may have happened to catch a minor that's
yes.
not, or other things, yeah.
So, yes, and you brought me back to a portion where I was given the opportunity to be a part of the handful of first-time trainings when it did arrive to our department. I do recall that in that sense, that would be something that, as an example, would already be within the court system. So anything that has any license plates, anything that has minors that are not a part, and or any other facial recognitions that are not a part of the investigation may be and can be, yes, a better word would be blurred out, only focusing on the investigations and those involved. When you did make that comment, I remember there was a slide that particularly identified what the camera capabilities are, or the system capabilities of those. And if I may ask, I don't know if you did answer it, but you did. I'm sure you did. But the amount of time that it's held in storage, is that something that we have secured in that sense, like the amount of time, or how long before a system, or does the system automatically delete portions after X amount of days?
So the video is stored in the cloud, and to purge videos, it depends on the event. Okay, so let's say we have a traffic stop. Person's issued a citation, goes to court, pays the fine, or whatever it is. We can set certain parameters for videos like that to be purged within a year. We can set parameters for specific types of cases that after, let's say, they go to court, a person's convicted, we can set that and keep it for 3 to 5 years after that. Homicides, I know for one, are never deleted. Okay, all of this is a sit down with the chief so that we can say, okay, we're taking up some cloud storage space. I think we can get rid of this traffic stop, or just an encounter where, you know, we've met some homeless folks or some other folks and we've had conversations with them. Things like that can be deleted. And we, and what I mean by we is myself, the 2 crime lab guys, because I have admin privileges to it, to be able to set those parameters so that they're automatically deleted.
Okay. And, you know, considering that you were handed this project by the chief of police, and I want to say thank you for all that was, all the efforts and the time that was put into sourcing the camera, just to make it clear this is not something that we can buy at Kmart.
No.
This is a company, a trusted company, a used company, not only for the Guam Police Department, but in other areas of the world that have this available for the law enforcement community.
Yes.
Sir, because not only was this a project of yours that was followed through and carried out, and we are now seeing it into fruition, you are also the district commander for District 2, which umbrellas our Central Precinct and our Agate Precinct. Or by chance, from the time that we've deployed and have been using it, were you able to, have you ever encountered getting the pulse in our officers and how it changes their way of investigations? Or do we see it to be a positive from our officers, or is it more something that they have to get used to? I do recall, you know, just a brief conversation that coming out of the patrol car, it's not muscle memory yet to engage or activate the cameras that they have. You know, thankfully there are some that are able to recall that that is something that they want to do. I've also come across officers that have the perception it's for their safety, like their safety, over to ensure that there's no wrongdoing, misdoing, or any allegation. You know, it's the perception of our officers. Were we able to at least gauge the pulse of the perception of our officers? There's always going to be the handful that find it an inconvenience, and another extra step to do while responding to a call.
Well, in the beginning, I have 41 years in this department, and I have a few officers in my district that are maybe 20, 25 years in, 15 to 25, and yes, it is a learning curve. Okay, it's something that is new, and human nature, we forget things. Maybe they forgot to turn it on as soon as they stepped out of the car, but when they approach somebody, turn it on. Or let's say they do a traffic stop and the driver takes off running. Sometimes they forget to turn it on. Overall, the officers, at least in my district, find it as a useful tool. Okay. It does protect the officer, but it also protects the public. Okay, and that's one thing I want to make sure that everybody understands. It's not just to protect the officer, it's to protect the public. Okay, so we can, I've been in long enough to know that there's allegations of wrongdoing by police officers. Maybe they didn't do something right, they used the wrong language, maybe they used a little bit excessive force, Now that we have the body cams, if a citizen says, well, you know what, I was abused by the police officer. Now, our internal affairs or our criminal investigations division or whoever it is can go and look at that video to either prove or disprove. So, does it protect the officers? Yes. Does it protect the public? Oh, most definitely. So look at it this way. I'm an officer. I have a body cam on. Is it going to change the way I do things? Not necessarily if they're doing it the right way. Okay? Now the public sees the little red light. The officer says you're being recorded. Could that maybe let the public kind of chill out a little bit?
Rethink how they're
going to address the officer.
How aggressive that they would like to be. And thank you for bringing that, Cap. Do I have to tell you, as an officer, assigned a camera and I'm responding and I approach you, do I have to tell you who you're being recorded?
Absolutely.
Now that's going to be a learning curve.
It is a learning curve. I can see
where that learning curve comes in.
So going to that question, if I see a fight and I turn my body-worn camera on, I'm not going to run up and say, hey, you guys are being recorded. I'm going to do what I need to do to separate the parties, and then, when things are calmed down, you guys are being recorded. So let's just say you call me for maybe somebody stole something from you or whatever the case may be. When I come to you and I turn my body-worn camera on, I tell you, ma'am, you're being recorded. I have a body camera on, you're being recorded. That's all that really needs to be said. And then that will put something in your thought process. Do I still want to be aggressive towards this officer, or do I want to kind of calm down and talk a little bit better, just be kind of mellow? And it also allows the officer, do I want to be aggressive, or do I want to be the professional police officer that I'm supposed to be?
Definitely.
Yeah, so it works both ways.
The best way I can put it is it puts people in check.
It does, both the public and the officers.
Definitely. When we come back, we will be talking about looking ahead on where we stand with our body-worn cameras, considering we had started through a grant and were able to acquire an X amount of cameras. Hopefully Captain Don will expand a little bit more on where we see maybe in the next 5 to 10 years on growing our equipment with new technology with body-worn cameras. We'll be right back.
Think you've got what it takes to win? Tune in every Friday on Wave 105 FM with Patty Arroyo for the Hilton Trivia Challenge. Test your knowledge and you can score dinner for two at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa. It's brought to you by the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa only on Wave 105 FM.
Half a day at Wave 105 FM. We want to talk. We want to talk about the things that are important to our island and our community, and we want to talk with you. If you want to join the conversation, if you want to chime in, we welcome it. We welcome all points of view, all thoughts, all perspectives. Call or WhatsApp us at 671-922-1051. If that line is busy, then call us at 922-1052. This is Talk for Everyone. Thanks for listening to Wave 105 FM, the talk of Guam.
Lace Up Guam, the first Run for Wishes event is happening at Leo Palace Resort on September 13th. Select your distance from 2K, 5K, 10K to half marathon to participate in this powerful event. Race package includes finisher tees, visors, socks, and medals, plus cash prizes for the top finishers. Proceeds from the event benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Guam, and CNMI. Presented by Leo Palace Resort, Clutch, Power 98, Wave 105.1 FM, Route 99, and Protection Concepts Unlimited, with support from our community sponsors. Sign up now to help wishes become reality through your step-by-step participation.
Bolt your doors, lock your windows, turn off your lights, and come with me into the Weird Darkness. I'm Darren Marlar, the host of Weird Darkness, every Thursday night from 6 to 8 here on Wave 105.1. Every week on Weird Darkness, you'll hear 2 hours of stories of the paranormal, supernatural, legends, lore, crime, conspiracy, mysterious, macabre, unsolved, and unexplained. Weird Darkness, this Thursday night at 6 on Wave 105.1.
Hapade Guausi Pali Suba. Don't forget to catch The Bright Side every weekday afternoon from 2 to 6 on Wave 105. From big laughs to big issues, if it's happening on island, we're breaking it down with island leaders, business owners, and you. I want to send so much love to our sponsors, Micropack, Local Jerk, GTA, Sherwin-Williams Paint, Chili's, and Subway. Take a break from all of that shade and join The Bright Side on Wave 105.
Think you've got what it takes to win? Tune in every Friday on Wave 105 FM with Patty Arroyo for the Hilton Trivia Challenge. Test your knowledge and you can score dinner for two at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa. It's brought to you by the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa only on Wave 105 FM.
Stay ahead of the scammers. This is Soundbites, and I'm Alan Davidson. Even if you don't get emails from Nigerian princes anymore, phishing season certainly isn't over, that's for sure. Today's online scammers are more sophisticated, persistent, and a bigger risk, so you want tools to fight them. So consider checking out Phishing, that's spelled with a PH, or Not. It's a web app that uses a custom-built AI to compare your email or text against known phishing scams and deliver quick advice on suspicious email or text. It only takes one wrong guess to land you and your bank account in deep trouble. They have a free trial offer, so try it and find out what Phishing or Not can do for you. Find it at phishing or not.com. With Soundbites, I'm Alan Davidson for CBS News.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show. Once again, here on Wave 105.1 FM, we have Cop Talk, and it's all being brought to you by our friends over there at BKU World. Don't forget to check them out. You can actually vote for them for Best Burger for Pika's Best. Big shout outs to our friends at BK. Check them out in Hagåtña, Tuman, the Micro Mall, the airport.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for that, Miss Reese the Beast here at Wave 105. Thank you for our listeners who have been tuned in or just tuned in to Wave 105 every Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., where we discuss and share with our community members all things law enforcement. Earlier this morning, we are with Captain Donald Flickinger with District 2. He is the police commander who oversees 2 precincts, which would be the Central Precinct and the Hogget Precinct, who was given a task by our Chief Ignacio, to look into body-worn cameras, and that's something that we have been discussing all morning as far as how it all started, where we're at today, and giving instances on what we can or cannot do and how accessible it would be and the intentions for it. And again, that is not only for the safety of the officers, but the safety of our community that we serve. In closing out our morning show, looking ahead, there were some of the things that we spoke about on the break. And Ms. Reese did ask a question, which is something that was not a surface level question, but it was something that got me pondering, and maybe Captain Don could just kind of elaborate a little bit more on that. And that is, if in the event that our officers respond to a call or is investigating an incident, that the person that we respond to may have intentions of destroying the camera, maybe because they were caught doing something, or that they recognize that they did something that shouldn't have been recorded, or that they didn't intend to be captured into the officer's body cam. And the question was, whose responsibility does that fall on for the damage of a body-worn camera? And before I even looked at Captain Don, I had asked him, sir, these things are really expensive, right? It's not just something that you can fork out of pocket. And maybe he can just share that with us.
Okay, so the body cams themselves are roughly, I want to say, close to $3,000 a piece. Okay, a little background on them: they're durable. They're water resistant, waterproof to about 3 feet, and they're drop resistant. The military standards, I think it's 7 feet. They can be dropped and still work. Now, to go to the question about who's responsible. So if an officer, let's say, responds to a riot, okay, body-worn cameras on, he starts struggling with people, and the body-worn camera gets damaged. Is it the officer's responsibility? No. Could it be the other party's responsibility? It depends. Now, if, let's say you're a suspect, Berlynn, and you rip the body-worn camera off of my vest and you smash it, you are now going to be charged for that. Okay? And how it gets replaced, that has to go through the court. But through general use or
wear and tear?
Yeah, wear and tear or non-negligence by the officer, the company that we deal with, we have a 3-year warranty on those cameras. So if for some reason it breaks and it's not due to negligence, we can replace them, okay, at no cost to the department. Now, if it's intentionally damaged by either the officer or a suspect, somebody's going to wind up paying that $3,000 to replace that camera. So, yeah.
So you did say that, Cap, with 41 years that you've been in this department, you've identified that maybe there are some that may have lacked the integrity and are no longer with our department. Is there something that you can, I guess, expound on as far as what if the officer felt that he may have been in the wrong? Is there ways to be able to get into his video camera without the video camera?
At the present moment, it would depend on how badly damaged the body-worn camera is.
Okay.
Can we still retrieve video? I believe so, because it's digitally stored on the camera. So let's say he smashes it. We pick up the pieces. We could probably send that off to the company we deal with and ask them to extract the video footage.
Just putting it out there for,
Yeah.
just dispelling that should there ever be a situation, which I'm hoping I'm just playing, both sides as far as the community and an officer who may have those intentions to think that it could be easily destroyed and that the evidence wouldn't be there. As the community, please know that I'm sure, I can almost be for certain that the Guam Police Department will do whatever they would need to do to be able to obtain and or extract what evidence that may intentionally be destroyed for whatever reasons. And as we close off the hour, looking ahead, Cap, I know you did say that we had a small amount of cameras that were distributed after being piloted from the Central Precinct officers, and there are hundreds. There are a little over 100, maybe close to 200 uniformed officers on different shifts at different precincts, and we may not have enough to go around. So in the years coming, within the next 5 years, do we foresee us bringing up the amount of cameras to ensure that all of our officers out there who respond from the patrol side, the operational side, but also the specialized side, to be equipped as that, to be a part of their essential equipment? Do we see us growing those numbers?
Well, I have had discussions with the chief, and his intent is to eventually try to outfit every patrol officer with a body-worn camera. And when I say every, if there's 150 of them out on the street, whether they're working or they're off, his intention is to outfit everybody with a body-worn camera. So that way we don't have this swapping here and swapping there. I did want to bring something up that it's kind of off topic for the body-worn cameras, but as you know, we're currently in the process of getting our new LMR, our land mobile radio system.
Yes.
So one of the other things that this body cam has that we can't currently take advantage of until we get the new system is LTE. So don't ask me what LTE stands for. Something to do with cellular. But with our new system coming in, if it's LTE capable, we can set the cameras so that the officers don't really have to come back into the precinct to upload video. As it's closed off, it should start uploading already to the cloud.
Wow. Speed lightning.
Yeah, and there are other things that we're trying to do in the future. Again, more body cams and some other things.
That is such amazing information that we hope is useful for our community members and listeners here at Wave 105. Captain Flickinger, thank you so much for joining me today, along with our producer, Miss Reese Espinosa, who's behind the scene making sure that everything goes well and sharing the valuable insight into how Body-worn cameras are transforming policing here on our island, and as we've discussed, body-worn cameras aren't just a tool for accountability. They help protect both our officers and the community, and as Chief has always moved forward with improving the transparency and serve as a modern step forwards in our law enforcement. And we look forward to hearing from you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email pio@gpd.guam.gov or give us a call at 475-8615. Until next time, we will see you Tuesday at 10 a.m. Have a great and half a day.
Retirees may be able to spend more than they think. I'm Mark Hamrick with a Bankrate.com Personal Finance Minute. For more than 30 years, the so-called 4% rule has shaped retirement planning. It's the idea that retirees can safely withdraw 4% of their savings each year, adjusted for inflation, without running out of money over 3 decades. But William Bengen, the financial planner who introduced the rule in 1994, says it was never meant to be carved in stone. In his new book, A Richer Retirement, he updates the math and concludes that many retirees can safely spend closer to 5.25% to 5.5% a year. That shift really matters. Bengen argues that retirees who stick too rigidly to 4% risk underspending, leaving behind a big pile of money and regrets about what they didn't enjoy while they could. The takeaway, the 4% rule is a starting point, not the finish line. A smart retirement plan adapts to markets, inflation, and your own spending needs. For more, check out Bankrate.com. I'm Mark Hamrick.
I'm Larry Magid with the Connect Safely report. If you're setting up a phone for a young child, be aware that both iOS and Android have lots of built-in tools to limit what the child can do with that device. Connect Safely Education Director Carrie Gallagher has thoughts on what types of things parents might let their kids do or not do.
They don't need all of the features at once right away. They don't need necessarily the ability to write email, the ability to get on social media, the ability to watch YouTube, the ability to do research. They might need the ability to text you and text their friends. They might need the ability to learn how to set alarms or set a to-do list for themselves.
More, including steps on how you can set parental controls and the full Doing Tech